Aha, there's that beautiful lady. Excellent. All right. What's up, Cam Fam? It is Pretty Boy Dave T here with two other distinguished gentlemen of Wahuru. Say hello, gentlemen.
Howdy.
Yo.
And we will be joined by Anthony shortly. He's running a little bit late. Unfortunately, Stitch will not be able to be here. One of his employees could not come into work, so he's covering them. It's okay. I know that the chat will not miss him, although they claim that he's the fan favorite. I have my suspicions. We shall see. But, as they say, the show must go on. And we are, of course, here for Evermore with EverLore. And EverLore is an exciting new tabletop role-playing game that is created by myself. And it is the original EverLore published by ManChild Ltd. You can find our products at ManChild Ltd. We do not sell on drive-through. So if you want to support us, please do not purchase EverLore from drive-through RPG because that is not us. You can find our products again at ManChildLtd.com. You can also find more information about us at EverLoreGame, which is our social media handle. EverLore is a classless and level-less tabletop role-playing game that promotes diversity and inclusion. It uses a D12, and it also has a point-by method of character progression. But let's see. We will begin where we typically begin with a recap about what happened 2 weeks ago.
I was not here last week or 2 weeks ago, right?
You were here.
I was. Oh, we didn't stream last week.
No, because you had a concert last week.
Yeah, so then I was here. Okay.
Yes. So you gonna go for it, or we just
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Dave, you going to give it a shot?
Nope. I do not remember anything.
That's unfortunate. You got to get those notes up. All right. Take it away, Caleb.
So we're gonna start off with our main character, Belac Bloodstar.
Okay.
And he's talking to not Pia Ali. He's talking to that one shorty. And so they're talking, and he asks where the kitchen is, and she tells him that the kitchen is that there's like two. There's one by the there's one like bigger main kitchen in the actual 3/5, and there's one like private kitchen out back. And he was gonna go to the private kitchen, and then she said that he didn't want her to, or she didn't want him to. And so then he went back to the main kitchen. So Belac goes to the main kitchen, he starts cooking, he's doing his thing. And he then serves the food. So that's all for him. Nicarvwin fights Lomo. We got a sparring match, and Lomo wins. And that's all I remember.
Okay. All right. That was a bit low key. Yeah. Did that spark anything in your memory? Nothing. That's pitiful. Cam found that's just
see you doing it.
That's just a shame. All right. So a more fuller retelling of the recap here. Wahuru had returned to Qubayba. We did speak with the shorty that you were referring to was Liani.
That's
And
what I
so,
that's what I thought. Then I double guessed myself. Darn.
yeah, shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that.
Whatever.
Yeah, and so when speaking with her, she did indicate that she prefer you use the regular sort of the main kitchen. Wasn't so much that she didn't want you to use her kitchen. It's just that Belac started to sort of move things around, and she had
Oh, I
things a
didn't.
certain way.
When did I move things around?
Well, you start to like
Cook?
reach for the spices and things like that, and she had things a certain way.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I cooked.
so she said that she had things a certain way, and she wanted to show you things before you just started to dive in. And with the other members of Wahuru, Stitch was told that the Nators that had previously met us on the trail had been anxious to speak with him. And so he went to speak with them. He went up into the room and he was able to speak with them. I have some EP for anybody who can give me names of any of the Nator that
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
might have spoken with. Anything? Yes.
Yeah, I got you. Hold on. Give me a second. Got my notes up.
See, this is where notes will be good. Cam fam, you know, I mean, you're just taking notes. These things come in handy.
Jock T and Jock Ta.
Okay. So Jack Ta is a male Nator and Jack T is a female Nator. Both of them were very protective. And Blitz is also a male Nator, and they open the door and they are extremely protective of the other two Nator who are in the room, which is Eris and Mott. And Eris and Mott were very tentative, but they opened up when they saw Stitch. And Nicarvin had also joined them. And so Eris and Mott indicated they were curious to know more about Stitch's deity, and also about the way in which Stitch seemed to be able to defend himself from afar. And so Stitch was more than happy to teach them about his goddess. And then also he was very interested in trying to show them how to begin sort of rudimentary understanding of using the bow. So they went down to the training yard, and so he started to instruct them in bowmanship. That is, of course, when Nicarvin decided she would test her strength against Lomo. It did not go well. Following that, Matatopa and well, everyone had a big meal, and Matatopa gave a speech introducing Wahuru to the recruits that we now have. And that is where we concluded. So we will pick up there, and the meal had, well, we're still sort of still in the midst of the meal. Is there anything that you guys are thinking of doing during the meal?
Well, last week I was talking to frick. Of course I forgot her name. I gotta go to my notes.
While you're looking for that, Matatopo will sort of
Freson and Nesla.
what?
I was talking to Tresla and Nesla last time, and like the people they were hanging out with.
Okay. The Zulu.
Yeah,
Okay. Again, the way it was set up is there's a big sort of feast hall.
Yeah.
And it's just sort of broken down that there's the Nator sort of sitting together at one table, relatively close to the 17 Zulu, and then the 115 other recruits are sort of dispersed around. But the Zulu and the Nator are sort of clumped together like in a tight-knit group. So Nesla and Tresla are amongst the Zulu. Matatopa tried to pick a table that was sort of central to all three groups. And so that's where Wahuru was sitting. You could get up and go and sit with them or talk to them.
No, last time I said that I sat with them
Okay.
instead of with you guys.
Oh, all right.
That's
So,
it. I was kind of just talking to them. I was just making small talk.
oh, okay. All right. Was there anything in particular you were trying to talk about or learn or anything like that?
I wanted to check in on them because I like them. They're cool. They seem cool. So I asked Tresla how like the fighting was going, and if she would be up for a round two to see how much she's grown.
Tresla, she,
Right?
yeah.
Tresla's fire girl.
Yeah. She feels she's more confident than she was when you guys last fought. However, she I know more about fighting now, which of course means that I know how much I don't know about fighting. So yeah, I'd be happy to spar with you. But I gather that there would be others here who might be more of a challenge for you.
It's less that I kind of just want to see how much you've grown to sort of see how well we've cultivated like the talents here.
Oh,
If you understand.
yeah, okay, I didn't know like that, like I was going to be tested. But okay. And Nesla will sort of touch her hand, and she will say, Tresla, it'll be okay. I mean, it's just like what we do every day.
Yeah, it's just a friendly spar. It's not really a test. I just want to see how much you've grown since our last encounter.
Okay. Do you want me to use all of my weapons, or do you just want me to use physical weapons?
Just however you fight, really. Whatever you would do. Just yeah.
Okay. That's fine. We can do that.
Okay. Cool.
And then she will continue eating a bit nervously.
That's kind of it. Other than that, just like normal small talk.
Okay. Manitoba will after eating, I'm going to get up and go to the different sort of tables and just try to sort of talk to like different groups, just getting a sense for who's all at the table, who's, sort of what their story is and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what I was trying to do. I wanted to like talk to, because I would assume that I figured the Zulu were like all sitting together. Like I
Correct.
knew that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to just know, like, just talk to like the Zulu, just get more comfortable around them, or really them around me, so I could just like get to know more about them, like
Okay.
that group.
Roll insight to see what you gain from that.
Is it nighttime? Given I'm serving dinner, probably.
It's not nighttime. You're not serving dinner at night. It's
Sure I am.
in the afternoon. And so what are you doing?
I was gonna go to my estate.
Okay.
I was gonna ask if Belac wanted to go.
All right. So that'll be after the dinner then.
Yeah.
Okay.
48.
48. Okay. So you will get an understanding that that most of them feel like it was worth coming here. Most of them are excited about the opportunity to have left their orphanage in the Zulu Nation. They grew up hearing stories of, Matatopa and adventures, and now they actually are training with who they see as seasoned warriors, and they have actually been on several raids, and several of them have been injured severely, but they have recovered, and they take that with pride.
That's respectable.
You will also learn that they are not all trained by the same persons.
As I would assume, yeah. Okay.
Matatopa will speak with everybody, sort of just, going around, like I said, talking to various members. And then later we'll speak with Lianiani and Lomo, and the others of Wahuru, and say that perhaps once we get Nicarvwin in the group.
Now, while
so
that's happening,
Nicarvwin-
Carvin will be leaving the building a little bit shaken up. You
Yes.
can tell her bones are aching after the brawl with Lomo yesterday.
Right?
But
Yes.
she doesn't say that specifically out loud. She's
Yes.
currently stepping down the stairs and towards where the rest of the party is.
Ah, yes. And so Carvin, we're just at the dinner still.
Oh, never mind then.
and so-
Carvin is aching in her chair.
Yes. And so just to give you a recap, we're at the dinner, and Belac has been sitting with the Zulu, and he spoke with Tresla, and she was the one who, of the twins, who basically does something with fire, and he had
It's Tresla and Nesla, right?
correct, yes.
Correct.
Got it.
And he had sparred her previously, and was a little bit too rough with her.
Yeah.
I was not.
Yeah, but she has agreed to spar with him again. And he did speak with we have sorry, just wanted to cut in with we have pen and paper Pat. Greetings from Germany. Aha, wishing you all a great seasons and good dice rolls. We shall see.
Hey there, pen and paper Pat. What's going
Yes.
on, man?
Thanks for joining us. We'll see how the dice rolls go, and hopefully they will favor us tonight. They did not favor Carvin all that much last time.
I mean, it wasn't necessarily that they weren't favoring me, but like,
they weren't
know.
favoring you. Yeah.
no, not the dice. There were some other numbers that were pretty crazy.
Yep, I hear you.
Hey Dave, am I showing up on the stream?
You are not.
Uh-oh.
Yes,
Uh-oh.
you are being heard. You are just not being seen.
Okay.
That you were doing something.
No, okay, so Carvin is gonna be hiding amongst the crowd for now. Don't
Yes.
worry about
Why
what
don't you-
I'm doing.
Yeah, why don't you just come off and come back on?
All right, I'll be back. Give me one
Yes.
moment.
All right. So with that being said, if you want to go ahead and approach Belac and see if he would be interested. All right, we are connecting.
Hey, can you hear me?
We can hear you. We just
Can you see me?
not see you.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
We can keep this going for a second. I'll troubleshoot some things.
We saw you when you first came on.
Yeah, I saw that myself, and then it had my name, and I'm like, that's weird. Let
Yeah.
me see what's up with this.
Okay.
So then I'm here with you.
Yep.
I can play. I'll fix this. I'll fix this.
All right. So anyway, well, at least they can hear you, so that's good, because pen and paper Pat said, they were able to hear what you were saying, so that's good.
Okay, sweet. Thank you.
Okay, so like I was saying though, Belac did speak with the Zulu and got a sense that they were relatively happy that they did make the journey to Qubayba, and that they have been pleased with how they've been learning more. They've actually gone on a couple raids, things like that.
The Zulu?
What?
The Zulu part of Wahuru?
Yes. Well, the Zulu. Yeah, the new recruits, the Zulu part.
Yeah.
And so Matatopa was just speaking with Lianiani and Lomo and the rest of Wahuru about sort of what we were going to do. And I think Reaper said that he wanted to
Go back to my state.
what was that?
Go back to my state.
Okay.
Hey Reaper, before you head back to your estate, can you tell me if you can see me now?
No.
Oh. Uh-oh. Okay. All right. I'm gonna see if this is an internal issue.
Yeah, you're still just in a disembodied voice. Did you switch your video off?
I didn't switch my video off, I don't think. Yeah, there's no video option.
Maybe you closed your camera or something. But so
Okay, can you see me now? Ah!
uh-oh.
Yes.
Yes.
No, but yes.
Yes.
Ah!
There we go.
Ah!
And Nick Carvin takes another one.
You guys see me
Is that
now?
role playing? What happened after Lomo?
Sure, yeah. I just hit my head on my desk.
There we go.
I
We've
seem
all
to
been
have
there.
pulled the plug to my camera out accidentally with my foot.
Got it. All right.
Oh,
Catastrophe
man.
averted. There we go.
My head, dude.
Yes.
Jesus.
Okay.
All right, we are we're good to continue. The Zulu were doing good.
Yes. So, Matatopa had wanted to have a conversation with everyone, but if you are interested in going, that did sound painful, and it looked painful from the way that the Carvin came in holding her head. Yes.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So,
Absolutely.
are you, Belac, you wanted to go with him?
Yeah. I was gonna ask if I could talk to Matatopa right before we leave.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I guess if everybody is sort of done with the dinner, Liani, where are our rooms? Oh, yeah, yeah, your rooms are up on the uppermost level.
Nicarvin, while she's eating, she's gonna like pocket some food.
Oh, okay. There'd be plenty to do that. So if everybody wants to just go and check out your rooms, Liani will take us up to the rooms upstairs.
That sounds mighty fine.
All right. So
Mm.
there are several rooms upstairs. Liani will have already selected a room for herself, and Loma will have picked out a room for him. But the floor otherwise is empty. There are what appears to be 12 other rooms. So we can just pick.
Is there one at the end of the hall?
I mean, well, when you get up the stairs, it splits.
Yeah.
And so there are rooms on either end, and it looks like it turns and goes down as well. So yeah, there's definitely rooms.
I want one of the ones at the end because that's the cool room.
Okay, you want like a corner room.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That would not be a problem unless somebody else senior in Wahuru wants that exact room.
I want the closest one to the stairs.
Okay. There is one that is available closest to the stairs.
Nope.
Reaper, are you looking for anything in particular? Okay. Matatopa wants one that is closest to the courtyard, well, with a view of the courtyard. And there is actually one sort towards the back of the building, with a view of the interior courtyard, but also a view of the outer side. It's sort of a closed off building, room, sort of like a cave almost. And so Matatopa will get that one. All right. So Belac, if you want to talk to Matatopa in his room, that'd be fine.
All right, I'll go. I'll knock on your door first.
Okay. I mean, you could have just
Polite.
walked in with me. I mean,
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah. So as we get in, I'm gonna close the door. And I'm gonna say that I need to talk to you. I had an idea that I wanted to run by you.
all right. What's the idea?
Okay, so I was thinking, because for a while I was, for lack of a better term, broke. And I was thinking of ways to change that, get some income. Getting income here whilst we were away. And I was thinking of how that might work. And I came up with this idea, kind of combining two things. We have portals, which allow us to teleport from place to place instantaneously. And we have sacks connected to splinter planes that can store a huge amount of stuff. And I thought if you could combine them and make like a sack that would allow you to put money in and it appear in the other person's sack, that would be a way for us to get paid, or for anyone to get paid whilst they're like a distance away.
So, oh, what? So you're saying combine a splinter sack with the portal breach spell?
Pretty much. I was thinking this might not be possible, but if it was, to make it one way, to where you could go in, but you couldn't take it out from the same end. So like, let's say frick.
First started speaking a
Liani.
second language.
Liani?
Liani. Liani was paying me. She puts 50 silver pieces into her bag and it appears in mine. She could not then take the 50 pieces back. It's stuck in mine. So that way your payment couldn't be taken away.
Interesting. I think that could come in handy. It would save us a lot of money because right now we have to pay someone to take merchandise and even money and things like that when we send it back to 3/5. If we could somehow link splinter sacks here with 3/5, we could send it directly to Liani.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think you might have something here. Okay. How did you come up with this idea?
I was kind of just thinking because it'd just be convenient. And I was like, oh, well, that'd be cool. And magic is like, as far as I know, you can do anything if you're a powerful enough mage. So that has to be possible.
I definitely would not know how to do that.
Yeah.
But I know, I mean, I know here in Qubayba, we could probably find someone who could do that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
if
I
you
was
find them,
thinking-
Nicarvin would love to speak to them.
Well, Nicarvin is not there.
I know.
I can't find their name now.
Pen and
But-
paper pat pat.
The shop owner,
The shop owner.
There's a
The,
couple of those.
The magical shop owner, the guy,
Tilden?
no.
You can't help him because you're not there.
Oh, yeah, right.
The Frick.
The shop owner.
They gave us like the stuff. Like,
Oh, no, you're thinking of Melisande.
yes,
Yes, because she does make a lot of unique items.
yes.
Only I think perhaps maybe it could be a way that it would be two-way. You know, because perhaps like, what if we needed to be able to give something to Lianiani, but to get something back? Like if there was something that we had in the safe that we needed from her.
Yeah, but I don't know. The idea of them being able to take something out of it is kind of strange.
I don't know. I mean, of course, this is, I mean, your idea, but recall how splinter sacks work is that like when you put something in there, when you reach in, you're thinking of whatever you want to come to hand, and it just comes to you. So perhaps when you create this, or when Melisande makes it for you, if she can make it for you, then it can be made in such a way that whatever goes in is designated as a one-way street, so that whatever you put in goes one way, so that it can't be taken, like you can't take it back out, but then from the other side, it's sort of like there's two doors. So she's putting something in while she's getting something out of one door, and she's putting in the other door.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I don't know, but I would think that something like that would be useful, because then you can use it more, you know, it'd become much more versatile.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
And maybe even then you could pass messages back and forth too.
Yeah.
But I think that would be a great idea. Who else have you told about this?
No one.
Ah,
I was gonna tell Rastilian.
I think that would be a good idea, maybe to tell Wahuru proper.
Yeah, I figured I'd just tell them when I'm done, when
Yeah,
I've made it.
I can understand that. Let's try to speak with Melisande. I wanted to speak with her anyway, about the dagger thing that I have, because I need to figure out what in the world that does.
Yeah,
Um,
that works out.
I tell you what, if you wanted to go with Reaper and visit his family real quick, I have to do something, and I will follow you shortly and meet you there, and then we can go to Melisandre's.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for telling me this. I mean, this sounds good, and I imagine it will be quite lucrative. We will definitely have to figure out a way that it will be something that only she will make, and that you will get profit from.
Yeah, that's what I was meaning to bring up with Rastilian, if there's a way where I could like, I don't know, own the idea of that, at least like here. And like only Melisande would be able to make and sell that.
Yes, again, that's something I would not know, but that would
Yeah.
definitely be a reason to speak with Reaper, as I'm sure if not he, then his family would know more about that.
Yeah. I just wanted to talk to you about it, see if you could have some insights before I talk to Reaper and his family, possibly.
It sounds great to me, though.
All right.
Right.
And I guess we'll be heading out.
Okay. After you leave, Matatopa is going to take time to meditate, and I'm going to attempt to go to my grove, or meditate and mentally go to the grove to commune with Alamega. Nicarwin, are you going to accompany them?
I didn't know they were going anywhere. What is up with my chair? I didn't have any clue they were going anywhere. So Nicarwin is probably just like checking out her room and moving stuff where she wants it. And maybe if the bed is a little too high, she'll use her craft and like make it a little shorter or something. Just like working on her room to make it how she wants it.
Okay. If nothing, the bed would be too short for her. So you might want to have to figure
Well, the
out.
Nicarwin would probably add some height to it.
Reaper, would you guys mention to Nicarvin that you're leaving, or you just guys would just like dip?
I mean, I'm going to keep it a secret. I'd be like, I would have said that after.
Okay.
Head back to my man.
So Nicarvin, he would have said it in your presence, so you would know that.
Oh, got you. All right. So like, are you saying that like before I'm able to start working on my room, or like, are you passing by my door and saying, hey, we're leaving?
It would have been at the dinner.
Okay, got you. Then in that case, I'll go attend them. Yeah.
All right. So the three of you guys are headed to your estate.
I've never been to a halfling estate before. I see some vague memories of it, perhaps in Caliph's memory, but would you like to fill me in on what I should expect?
It's just an estate. Just be respectful. Like it.
It's just an estate. I mean,
It's just be respectful. Don't do nothing wild. Don't ask dumb questions.
What counts as wild?
Like
Don't act like yourself.
Ah, you're saying I should put on a persona?
There's not much that you can really do, and just listen to us. Pretty much, there's not much you can do. It's not like it's my family and stuff. So.
Oh, this is where the other of you live.
Yes.
Of course, then I will try my hardest to be of respect.
so you guys talking about this as you're walking?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll insight, everyone.
Okay.
Dang it.
Give me one momentum.
43. Is it nighttime yet? It's probably nighttime by now.
It is getting close to night, yes.
So it's not
50.
44.
You said 44 and 50?
Yep.
Mhm.
insight.
Yes.
50.
Okay. All right. So two of you guys with the 50 will notice that that there is a heavy presence of guards as you guys are walking. It seems like on every street there are like 4 guards posted at the head of every street, you know, so at the corner.
Mhm.
And you know, when you guys first left 3/5, they seem to be, you know, very alert. But as you continued walking, and we were sort of around in this area, but as we started crossing into here, you noticed that there were 6 guards to every street. Okay.
So it used to be that there were 6 and now there's 4, or it used to be that there were 4 and now there's 6?
There were 4, now there's 6.
Okay, and do they look more alert now than in the past?
I mean, you don't know yet.
Got you. In that case, I'm just going to approach, like on our way there, not maybe approach, but like in passing a lot. Oh man, sorry, stuff in my throat. While we're passing one of the guards on our way to the estate, I'll probably just walk like past them and then ask, "What's the word?"
What do you say that in?
I'll say it in wood tongue.
What word? One of the guards will mutter.
Just whichever one people are usually speaking. Are there any new bouts of news, perhaps? Anything updated on the war?
Why are you asking? Who are you?
I'm me, Carvin. I'm with Wahuru. I'm just asking, inquiring.
Okay, roll insight.
All right.
He knows angel friend.
45.
Okay. You will notice that the guards are very attentive now.
Mhm.
And all of them have put their hands on their weapons. And one of them has signaled further down the street.
Oh boy.
So what's your business here?
I'm with my friends who are also with Wahuru. We're currently heading to my friend's estate.
And who's your friend?
Well, this is Belac. And then I'm going to point to Belac. And then this is Rastilian, and I'll point to Rastilian.
And who's you supposed to be? This guy says, calling to both Belac and Rastilian. Question, who you supposed to be?
I'm Belac. I'm with Wahuru.
I'm just saying the point.
Rastilian Coinshot?
Yeah.
You don't look like Rastilian Coinshot.
Lamb.
So this first guard is going to motion to the second guard. They're going to make a hand gesture. And they're all going to sort of pull out their weapons half drawn.
Would it be possible for me to, like, without them noticing, like cut my hand, like without them noticing?
Whoa.
You can roll stealth.
Can I roll
Like
insight to
not
see?
like with like a dagger or anything, just with my like hand. Like if I dug my nails in enough.
Oh, you know what you need? You need like a ring that has like a little point on it that you can just
Yeah,
like
I want
poke
one of
yourself
those.
with.
I want one.
One of
I
those.
want one of
You
those.
gotta have one.
Yeah.
You have to roll stealth. And that's
Until
cool.
then, I'll just try to speak. Is every guard so iresome in this town? Your Rastilian Coinshot, is it? The guards at the front gates as well. They had the same reaction.
Hold on, roll your stealth.
That's 64. Nope,
Okay.
66 because it's nighttime.
Nice.
And how are you trying to cut your hand?
I wanted to like, I guess I would just like go like that and just like press my nails in to like draw blood.
So you're stealthily doing this, but
No, not like up here, like just like my hand where it normally was. Just
no, I mean I understand that, but you don't have claws. See what I'm saying? So you're not
okay. A normal person with long nails could definitely do that.
I don't even have very long nails, and I've been like just kind of trying it, just like idly. I feel like if I really wanted to, I could make myself bleed at my fingertip.
Yeah, but this isn't something that you've done before.
Yes, it is.
So
I've done this exact thing before.
not cut yourself just using your hands.
Yes,
If I can do it right now, can he roll?
I've
Pro
definitely
to do it?
said this before.
You're gonna have to roll Protean.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it might not be a lot of blood, but he can like draw it out of him as long as there's a break in
40?
the skin.
40. You can make a trickle, like a little cut.
How big is a little cut? Like,
A little cut.
No, I mean just like a little finger. I mean you're not slicing your hand.
no, I know. Like one fingernail?
Yeah, I mean just like a nick. Yeah.
Okay.
But like you
Okay,
could totally
that
draw
works.
more blood from that.
Because then I could just like expand it with the blood flow.
Okay.
I'm not going to right now, but
Yeah.
I could.
Okay.
As Nicarwin, is it cool if I roll mental fortitude so I can look just like totally at ease so these guys like don't feel any like tension?
Yeah.
Got you. Oh, fuck, I rolled a 1. 32.
32.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's not gonna work. So up the street comes 4 more guards.
Mm-hmm.
Always causing trouble, Nick Carvin.
My bad.
Don't look like no coin shot over here, says one.
Then you must clearly not know your coin shots.
Don't like you.
Would you like to escort us to the manor and
To the manor.
have them prove this?
But then they wouldn't recognize me.
Yeah, they would love to clear this up.
Isn't that the fastest to the solution? Because if I'm not, then you would just arrest us on point. But if I am, then we don't have to deal with this.
I don't know.
Or
It would be a shame if your commanding officer heard you accosted a coin shot, would it not?
and then you got to deal with that. That's up to you.
What do you think? Why don't you roll persuasion with that argument? I mean, yes, persuasion. I mean, oh, go ahead, roll.
Who? Rastilian?
Rastilian got this roll. He's good for it. Or I guess on my screen that would be like Rastilian's got this. My finger gets cropped out because of the background, but yeah.
Yes.
5.
45. Well, you might have a point, Jasper. But I don't know if I trust you. I definitely don't trust you.
Is he pointing up the knee carbon?
Yeah, but keep your hands out, far away from your body, where we can see them.
This trick doesn't work on knee carbon because she can just summon her weapons, but she'll do it.
All right.
Yeah, I'll put my hands up.
So, if you know where you're going, take us to the Coinshot estate. And you
Okay.
better not mess up.
I'll continue going to the point side of the.
All right, so 3 of them will fall in line behind, and 2 will be on the side. The rest will remain where they are. Okay.
Alright. And in that case, I'm gonna be, I guess I'll have to be closer to the guards because I have to follow behind Rastilian because I don't know where the estate is.
Correct.
You could follow me.
I mean, still, I'm gonna have to be behind you guys because, like, I don't know where I'm going. That puts me closer to the guards.
Okay.
I guess.
You guys can roll insight if you want, or
I would absolutely love to.
Sure.
50.
50.
45.
Okay.
47.
Okay. You guys don't notice anything.
Are you
Alright.
kidding me?
Okay.
Wait, I have base literacy. Does that help with anything?
Does not.
Got you. Okay.
And,
Just making sure.
so you will make it to the Coinshot estate. No problem. That doesn't prove anything. A good spy would have had a map.
Did you see that?
A good spy also would have not spoken to you amidst the middle of the road.
It's true.
Roll impulse. Well, no,
Okay.
actually don't roll impulse. What is your impulse?
My impulse is I was about to say my mental fortitude. My impulse is a 26.
Okay. You get smacked with a backhand from the one of the guards.
And as they backhand me, does that make you feel better?
Oh, that's what you say to the guard?
Yeah.
Can I hold on? Would it be possible for me to roll insight to see like
Hold
how
and you take 7 points. Dropping you to the ground.
Dropping me to the ground. Wait, nah, what can I roll to stand up? I don't like that.
Well, recall how you were at dinner. Yeah.
Yeah.
wait, so is he unconscious?
Wait, okay.
Yeah. He's very
Unconscious. Oh,
Okay.
wait,
I'm gonna
didn't I?
cast
Oh,
minor
shoot,
healing
okay.
on you.
Man, that's so, I forgot. Okay, all right. Didn't eating the food rejuvenate any of my vitality?
Well, no, it did, but it's only been like an hour. Or, I mean, you haven't had enough time to recoup much, and so you were at 1. And
Okay, all right, sure. I'll go down to -6 for this. This silliness.
I mean, so
I didn't even get to use my investment for it, dog.
all right, pen and paper Pat has to call it a night because it is close to 2 a.m. in Germany. Thanks for joining us. Have a good restful night. Peace out.
Night, pen and paper,
Yeah.
Pat. Don't worry, I'll get these suspicious guards for you tonight.
Right.
Should I cast minor healing or just leave him unconscious? I genuinely don't know.
And so then one of the other guards is
Yeah.
once this guard slaps Nicarvin falls on the ground, all the guards are going to draw their weapons.
Oh, okay. I guess we're fighting guards then. I'm gonna cast minor healing on Nicarvin, of course.
Mhm.
That's 12. So you got 22 from that.
Bet.
Then
Okay, it's
I'm
over.
going to
I mean, you have to
What?
do an impulse. You can't. I mean, if you're going to stop his actions, you have to do an impulse in game.
I wasn't
After I
gonna
stand-
fight them.
You
After
just
I-
did.
After I get my
What?
health back, can I like do something?
Well,
No, you're still on the ground, dog.
yeah.
Okay. I have 14 vitality. Or did you not do minor healing?
No,
It is, but
he's
you're
doing it, but
still on the ground.
you would have the last.
Yeah,
act
okay, got you.
doing something.
Okay, got you. That works then.
Impulse is a 43.
Okay. So
Are we
what's-
doing impulse?
well, if you were going to track the guards, he's going to try to stop you. So
I wasn't going to attack one of them.
then what are you doing, Reaper?
What am I doing? I'm just going to stand there. No way for them to figure out what's ever going on.
Well, no, I mean they know what they want to do right now. And they've already pulled out their weapons. So I mean, what do you think they're going to do?
So then I'm just gonna say, why are you? We're literally right at the estate. Just like, let me go talk to them real quick and then figure this all out. For being. And also like
Yeah.
everybody. You already put them on the ground. What else do you want to do?
If Nicarvin is like on the ground, I'm gonna look up and then I want to roll insight to see if like their uniforms check out. Because I don't think actual guards would be this.
Well, how about that? Nice. So
44.
we have pen and paper Pat redeemed Daniel's blessing to double.
Woo! Yeah, let's go. Thank you, pen and paper, Pat. Woo!
Nice.
So what was that number? You said
Saving the day
20,
from
So you're at 40.
Half a world
It gives you
away.
44.
44. Let's go.
Yes. So you'd be
Oh.
at 38.
Thank you, pen and paper, Pat.
So okay. So there. What you're gonna have to do, you're gonna have to roll persuasion, and it's going to be ooh, okay.
Can I add on? Can I also say something?
Yeah,
He can go first.
all right,
He had a higher impulse. So.
So,
okay.
and then for the persuasion roll. 35 again. No, 45.
Okay. it's a close thing. You don't think you got this guy convinced. His ire is up. He really does not like Nicaraguen. And he's not happy that Belac has helped her out. You are very close to the door. You do see that your words have caused the other guards to sort of hold. This one in particular, he looks like he wants to finish what he started. He had backhanded her. Once he saw the other guards pull their weapons, he thought, oh yeah, it's going down. So now he grabbed his weapon. The door's right there. You can get to the door. You can get to the guard. You can do something with Belac. Okay. What are you doing? What are you doing, Belac?
Actually, would it be possible for me to cast Earthen Wall between us?
You could. I mean, you could
Like
do
without hitting them?
without hitting them. No, because you guys are so close.
Can't you just make like a pillar?
I mean, they're pretty much right on you guys.
Can't you just make a pillar?
Hey, Dave, Dave.
What are you doing with the door? Yes.
Okay, so I want to roll knowledge so I can see through Caliph's memories. There's a very specific thing that I want to see. Is that okay? I remember during like the very early stages of the stream, there was a tale told about a man who defended the city from like just a regular human who defended the city from two elon like marauders, right? Can I roll knowledge to see if Nicaraguen can see that through Caliph's memories?
You can.
Okay, got you. 40.
40. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, got you.
So, okay, what are you doing with that?
Well, can I take an action or anything?
Well, okay, you got to hold on because
Got you. All right, then in that case, I have to wait before I do my thing.
yeah, Reaper's doing the door. So what are you doing with
I
the door?
see Reaper going for the door. Then I want to stand in between like the guard who looks like he wants to attack and Nicaraguen.
Okay,
Like stand between them two.
all right.
With like
Like, hey, can I get someone to verify that I'm receiving that real quick?
Well, the door is going to be barred, locked. So you can't open it.
I'm just gonna knock on it and say, hey, Rastilian Coinshot is home.
Okay, so you're gonna you would know that you would have to yell.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna yell that. Okay. All right, nothing happens immediately. All right, what are you doing, Belac?
I was standing in between Nicaraguen and the guard. I just kind of want to be ready to like, if I see the guards going to attack, I see if I could like stop him from attacking Nicaraguen.
Okay. Then roll impulse. Because he's planning on attacking Nicaraguen.
And that's
That's so stupid.
then it'd
These
be
guys suck.
40.
Okay. So he's going first. He is going to he is left-handed, so he has the weapon in his left hand. With his right hand, he's going to try to reach down and grab you and shove you out of the way, saying, "Move, runt."
I bet.
Okay, you heard that
Nah.
too, right?
You
heard
ain't
that
gonna
too?
call me runt.
So
That's
he's
gotta
gonna-
be racist.
He's gonna
That's
do.
gotta be a slur.
He's gonna do it.
He just called you a slur.
So it's gonna be a touch
No.
attack.
That's awful. Okay.
So, what's your investment? I mean, your impulse.
My impulse is 27.
Okay. Okay. So then he will be able to physically touch you. You can try to resist him pushing you out of the way.
Yes, I would.
It's just gonna be a prowess.
Oh, okay, dope.
Okay. What'd you get?
Does this count as an attack?
No.
Like
Does
if I'm,
No, you're just
if I said I was trying to reverse it and like push him onto the ground?
I'll give you that.
Okay, cool. So I should re-roll the 12?
No.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay.
But
So it's just 112.
yes, just 112.
Fine.
So what's your total?
Well, shouldn't it automatically work?
What?
Since it's an attack, shouldn't it automatically work?
Okay, I will give you that as well. So he can't push you out of the way. But what he will do is he will still just take a reckless swing around you. Like I said, his ire is up and Nick Carvin just pushed the wrong buttons. And he rolls like crap.
Wait, okay, if it's a reckless swing, do I get a fortunate strike?
Do I get a fortunate strike since he's doing it above me?
Nick Carvin will not.
Bruh!
Belac will.
Okay.
Nick Carvin,
Dude, why you got Nick Carvin just taking a nap right now? Like
you're on the ground. He's not rushing you. He just took a step and he's swinging right on you.
you said recklessly. You said he's recklessly going to attack. That means with wild abandon.
Well, but that
That's
doesn't
true.
mean he didn't run in at you.
You didn't know.
He
You said
just-
reckless.
You two-faced lore master.
But so his swing was one 115.
Oh, 115 to hit me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an L for him because he whiffs.
You do not have your
Shield. Or agility.
ability.
Oh, I don't have my agility. Okay, I calculated for the shield, not the agility. Okay, hang on. This sucks. Okay, I can't like roll over and do it. Come on, man.
You actually will give you your agility. You're prone, so you'll have -2.
Okay, so 122 minus my
I
shield.
thought being
and
prone
then-
just got rid of your agility.
I thought it did as well.
Prone, you're right.
But I mean, like, I'm totally fine with the -2. Don't take that away. I'm fine with that. That's
Yeah, I'm okay with
cool.
that. I mean,
No, I'm not. I like the -2. I like the -2. I like the -2.
no, I think that's a good idea, actually. I know.
Yeah. So with that,
Prone is, I'm sorry, it's -40 your penalty, your investment. Sorry.
bro is just making up numbers.
No,
Okay. All right.
-4 is
well,
better than your agility, though. So.
Still, it is better.
Negative 6
Yeah.
to hit.
Anyway, around my. He stabs down and he manages to hit the wide part of the plate in my armor, and it does not hit.
Okay,
Although that's
So
crazy.
I'm assuming he has a sword.
he doesn't have a sword. He has a hammer.
Real.
Good. So in order to do that, he would have to lunge down, which would put his neck right about where my hand could reach. Yes.
Yeah.
I want to reach up and try and shoot blood directly out of my hand, like right into his neck, out of the hole that I had previously cut, which is well established that I previously cut this.
It has been established. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you. And instead of the small burst, I wanted to do the big burst thing that I did.
Okay. So what effect are you trying to do?
I'm trying to like kind of like throw him off more. Like I don't really want to hurt him the same way I would like an enemy. I just want to make it so he would like struggle to keep fighting.
Okay, but what I'm saying is like when you envision the blood coming out of your hand, what are you picturing?
Like instead of it being sharp, I just like flat, I guess. Like just like a wave almost.
Okay. All right.
Kind of like a hammer.
Okay. You have to roll your magical aptitude.
Okay. Do that for
Oh,
days.
this is not good. This is actually farther than not good. This is bad.
50 flat, 50.
50. Okay.
Mhm.
And then you have to roll Protean.
Protean?
Yeah, because you haven't tried to do this before.
Hold on. I have definitive proof that that is wrong.
Definitive.
Okay. Remember? Okay, you have to remember when we were like kidnapped by that one girl? Like she lured us and she kidnapped us and she put us in these Ketaglass like prisons.
So
There, I did this multiple times. Instead of like bursts, I just made one massive like push of blood to try and break the thing. It didn't work, but I tried it like 2 or 3 times.
No. I'm talking about the shaping.
I guess that's fair.
Dang.
Yeah.
So when can Nicarwan finally stand up?
I'm waiting on his Protean roll.
Who's Protean roll?
Balak's.
Okay.
41.
Okay. So what happens is you do that, and it's as if your hand shoots out, and it's a red palm that comes,
Oh,
and it just like chokes him back, and he's like like that for a little bit, and he's like trying to get it off, and he
that's
finally
cold.
gets it
Cold.
off.
I like
And
that.
when he gets
I
it
like
off,
that.
in that time, Nicarvan can stand.
Finally. Okay.
I'm gonna verbally say, don't attack him to Nicarvan.
All right. Nicarvan will reply.
I'm just saying, like he's a guard. We can't really go around fighting guards.
And yet the guards can go around fighting us.
Yeah. I mean,
Nicarvin's gonna show a little irritation through her helmet, but give in.
You tiny, pointy-eared little. As he-
Now, self-defense is a different thing.
He's just spitting slurs.
Self-defense is different.
Mika Butler says, kill the guards. I don't know about that. Nicarvin finally is going to take her insight roll, and she wants to double look over these guys' guard uniforms.
I can't hear Rastilian.
Okay.
49.
So impulse.
So I gotta.
What did you say?
I'm
So-
rolling impulse.
Okay.
Impulse is a 50.
Okay. So what did you want to do?
I was gonna teleport right in front of dude and then blow the stuff that makes him forget.
You're gonna drug a
That's
guard.
so far. Could that affect all of the guards?
Well, I don't know, but I asked you like 3 weeks ago. I asked, do I have to roll mental fortitude, not mental fortitude, magic attunement, or whatever for it to work? And you said no. So I'm just gonna blow it on
For
the
what?
guard. I have the mist or the powder that makes you forget. I got that way back.
But how many doses do you have left?
I haven't used any. I still have the 10. I've been saving it.
Okay.
No, you used one.
No, I haven't. If I did,
I
then
thought
have
you had
9
used.
I remember you using one.
left. Oh, okay. Then I have 9 left. No problem.
Okay.
All right, then.
Roll percentage.
What? Did I want high or low?
Huh?
High or low?
I mean, it really won't really matter
Low.
for you.
Okay. You should say yours. Say my first. 21.
Okay. All right. So you teleport, and you blow the powder in this guard's face. And we lost Belac.
Uh-oh.
I'm still here. I just had to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha.
You lost Belac. Well, no, I just said that. And,
You did. And then
so
Bela
teleport.
corrected you.
Yes. You teleport, you blow the powder in his face, and for a split second, you see that he is like stunned, and he looks at you, and like he looks around because he's like really confused about like what's going on, but it's only a split second, because right after that, he is blasted across the street, and smashes through the wood side of a stable.
What?
Okay.
What? Excuse me? I'm rolling insight. What just happened? I was just trying to get a look at, I got the same roll to look at their uniform to see if they were legit, but like, I guess if he's gone, I just don't get to look at him. So instead, I'll use my 49 to, what just happened?
Well, I mean, you have to re-roll.
So
I did re-roll. I got a 49.
Hmm.
I got the same roll. I rolled an 8 again.
So I'm gonna look at the door area and assume that something happened there, and that's where I'll roll insight.
I'm rolling insight at what shot this guy.
44, 46, 46.
Okay. So what did you roll?
50 or 51.
Okay. You guys will see that the guard, the guard is like, he starts to like try to get up, and he's like, "Oh," and he just falls back down. The other guards standing there are shocked, and they start to back away from the gates. Belac doesn't see anything at the door, but everyone hears a commanding voice from above the gate. How dare you threaten an heir of the Coinshot, and to cast such dispersions upon the halfling race. Ah,
That's what I'm saying.
I should have killed you. Be thankful that I did not.
Yeah, me personally, I'm not gonna
Floating down will be a rather ancient looking halfling with like dark features. You don't know if that's because they actually have dark features or if it's just the lateness of the evening. This person is shrouded in a cloak, and they will come floating down, will alight near Reaper, and will say, young Rastilian, it has been too long since I have seen you. I believe I last saw you when you were but a child still of the stars.
While that's happening, is it cool if I go over to the guy that just got like cannonballed in his entirety and go like death's door and salve him?
Sure.
All right, bet I'm gonna step
Hey,
over
Carbon,
to him and do
don't-
that.
Carbon, just come with us.
I
Just leave him
terribly
alone.
sorry, but if somebody were to die on my watch, I would feel awful.
After what he just did,
He was wrong. That doesn't deserve death.
Look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's already doing it.
whatever.
I'm
Okay.
just gonna step over and then I'm gonna death's door and salve him. And then that's a 1d4 for salve. Yeah. All right, he gets 1 vitality back.
Okay. All right.
So he is at 1.
He's at 2 actually. Or is he at 1?
He'd be at 1. If you did Death's Door, then Salve, he'd be at 1.
Death's door sets you at 0.
Yes.
Okay, got you. Then in that case, he's
It
at
basically
1.
makes you unconscious, but not dying.
Okay, well now he gets to be conscious.
Okay. All right. And so
Nicarvin will offer her hand and say, open at him, friend. Your wrongs have been righted.
he will just stare at you. And he'll say, get away from me. If I see you again, I'll kill you.
You can try your hardest. And then Nicarvin will take her hand behind her helmet and step away.
Okay. And the halfling will say to you, Rastilian, uh, we had not expected you. If we knew that you were going to be in the city, we would have prepared, a better arrival.
It's fine. I just got in a couple hours ago.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes, I see you have brought interesting friends.
Yeah.
Returning back from resuscitating that guy, Nicarvin is going to bow. I'm certain if you weren't expecting Rastilian, then you had definitely not expected me or Belac. It is great to make your acquaintances, great halfling. I am Nicarvin, and this, and then she's going to nod to the other halfling, is Belac.
I've been here before. Hey.
I didn't know that. I'm just introducing myself.
Belac, I have not met before, but I have heard of. But I don't think I've heard of a Nicarvin.
She's new to our party.
She is new.
Mhm.
I am new, yes, but Wahuru still stands as Wahuru United, yes?
Mhm.
Oh, well, what, and he will turn to the guards and say, you are dismissed. But if I see this one again, I should not see this one again. And we will say, please, let us enter. As he's walking towards the door, they will open. And you guys can go ahead and enter the house.
So, what is your name?
Aha, yes, I apologize. It has been, but since you were perhaps 3 since last I saw you, so you would not remember me. I am Amalo Proximin, and
how do you spell that name?
is AMOLLOH. Last name is PROXZYN. Do you recall the city of your birth?
Could you spell it one more time?
Remember which one? I don't remember the name of it. I remember that it's vulnerable knowledge. I know it's the swamp one, but I can never remember the swamp one name. It was like something weird.
Hold on a second. What, Caleb?
Could you spell that one more time?
Yeah, give me 1 second here. Because Butler said, dude, it's like, if I see this one again, it's on site. Yeah, pretty much.
I
not
mean,
happy.
he just started spitting halfling slurs. Like, what?
Yeah, not very happy.
Clearly, no one in this city is. Got
So-
guards accosting us.
I really did Brody like that. It was kind of crazy.
I really did, buddy,
He was
like
like-
that.
It was crazy. I can't lie. It was crazy.
I brought him back to life, and he was still mad. Like, bro.
Well, I
All
mean-
could have been avoided if you would have just listened to me.
God forbid I have a conversation.
Not to speak.
All right. So I'm sorry, Caleb, you wanted his name again?
Yes.
The last name,
Yes.
first name.
First.
Okay, AMOLLOH, Amalo.
Okay.
You got the last name?
No.
PROXZYN, Proxen. Did you recall?
Okay.
You roll?
Yes, I need to play my roll. Not one.
Yep.
It was a 32.
Okay. Your home city is Warrenwood, W-A-R.
It's a weird name. Warrenwood.
Yes, Warrenwood, W-A-R-E-N-W-O-O-D.
Warren.
And it's in the Fleshgorn Swamp. F-L-E,
Crazy.
F-L-E-S-H-G-O-R-R-E-N.
Bloodborne.
Yes,
Warrenwood in the Bloodborne Swamp.
yes. Nicarvin, roll magic resistance.
Oh, okay. All right, sure. Let's go with that. Magic resistance. Okay, 61.
Okay. Nice. So Nicarvin will hear this guy say, yeah, I last saw you in Qubayba when you were 3. Back then, you know, I was one of the top guards there, and I was very close to your family. So that's what Nicarvin's going to hear. Everything that Nicarvin here relates to Qubayba.
Yeah.
What you and Belac here is different.
Hey, so remember that kooky proficiency I got?
Yeah.
It goes by the title of resist magic.
Tell me what are we trying to do here? What do you got?
So if I fail a magic resistance check once a day, I get to completely negate the effects of a spell.
You're just copying me now. I get it. It's whatever.
Okay.
Whatever. You all want to be the best.
Now,
Is it really a
But did you say that you are using that now?
No, he just said it. Ooh.
I did say that, okay, considering it and knowing that halflings are secretive, knowing something I shouldn't might get me killed. So
No, I mean you can choose to do. I'm just saying, but you didn't say, like, when I said.
I believe that's how the proficiency works, where it's like if you fail a roll, you can just choose to negate it.
No, I agree, but what I'm saying is you do that when you fail the roll. You don't wait until after I talk about what happened and then say, oh, I'm using it.
Oh, got you.
And
All
you
right.
have to do
Yeah,
it when you
I
fail.
definitely just didn't want to like cut you off there. You like jumped into the sentence. My bad.
Okay, yeah. So sorry, but yeah. But yes, if you're going to use that, use it when it happens.
Okay.
But you guys will hear that he was pivotal in the security of that city at Warrenwood. He was one of the high mages of that city. And he and your grandfather grew up together. And he has heard about the troubles in Qubayba and wanted to come and just stretch his legs a little bit. And he has to say he's been enjoying himself. And he hadn't expected to see you. So he was pleased when he heard your voice, less pleased when he found the reception that you were receiving. He says you have to excuse his ill temper, but he is he's not used to dealing with non-halfling. And so he's trying to temper his ways. But it is really good to see you. I'm sure you didn't come here to see me, but is there? Tell me, what have you guys been up to? And so after they finished talking about wearing wood and stuff like that, then all the conversation is normal, and Nicarvin, you will understand everything else.
All right, sweet.
So, but yeah, anything that he talks about having to do with the halfling stuff, he would just talk openly. You guys might question him on it or not, but to him, he just talks because he's already done the spell work. You guys can ask him about it if you want, but so go on. All right.
So yeah, so hey, guess we'll start from the beginning. I was on my like my party, you know, where we get set off, right? That's where I met this group of people, Wahuru. So basically, we fought with people. Then we traveled off. One of us died to a mage, which kind of sucked, but then we got a new party member.
Ah.
Yeah. Part notes is I'm a defender.
Defender.
Yeah.
Well, I met a defender once.
Word.
You're a defender?
Yeah, apparently. We got jumped by a bunch of prime beings, but then Piali Ali. Was it Dion?
Piali Ali.
No.
Yeah, Ali. Yeah.
Yeah. She vouched for me.
No.
Yeah, and so then the sister of the woods didn't kill me, but it was like, yo, now you got to be the defender. So I've been doing that. Then we
Quite
killed
interesting.
like the head devil, from
Killing
Star Song.
devils.
The Hound of Demis.
The Hound of Demis.
Yeah, we kind of caught his fade.
What?
Yeah, smoking on that pack.
Oh yeah. Also,
Oh.
we went to Chaluk'Sen, and me and him cured the disease.
Yeah, we cured the plague that was going on.
How did you're into medicine and
Actually,
you're a shaman?
There was some. Oh, it's partially because I'm a blood elemental.
But there aren't blood. You're what now?
I know, but I can do blood stuff. And then I'm going to like make a pillar in my hand, which I have done before.
That is quite fascinating.
Knowing she isn't a halfling, Nicarvin is kind of gonna sit back on this conversation.
He is going to snap his fingers and a vial is going to appear. This might seem odd, but might I collect a sample?
Yes, but
Hey,
before you do, I would like to preface that the blood mother that worked with this in Chaluk'Sen was gravely injured. Not like I didn't do anything. It just kind of happens sometimes. So be cautious with it. And then I'll fill the vial.
I thank you for your warning. Okay, so he will take a vial and will snap his fingers again and will have a bag of coins with 600 gold pieces in it.
That's some impressive magic.
600.
600.
Yes.
Dang. Thank you very much.
That's mine.
These people just stealing it.
3/5. Yes, your father had told me about that little venture of yours.
Yeah.
He says that you are making quite the coin from it. I
It's a little- it's a
think
little-
don't tell him I said this, but he seems quite proud of that. Yes. Very interesting, very interesting. And so tall one, what of you?
Well, I am Nicarvin, and I hail as the progenitor of Caliph. Wait, hang on. I need to look up the word progenitor to make sure I'm using it right. It's been a minute since I've said it.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Perhaps you've heard of Caliph Bruinshaw, the original member of Wahuru before me. He stands as my progenitor.
But how is that?
Well, you seem to be well versed in magics, yes?
You could say so, yes.
My birth was of Caliph's body and of some other separate soul, and betwixt the two, between the god of undeath, Faulon, the god of death and Guta, and the goddess of death and Guta, and the Spirit Forge or the Soul Forge, I believe, a great Shadow Sea entity. The three of them created a deal together in which I was created, in part to do their bidding, in part to live on as as something new.
Really?
Yes. And with Caliph, I can see through some of his memories, which is why I like to identify through him.
Very interesting. Rastilian, you have brought very
There's more.
Interesting.
There's so many more.
Really?
This is like half.
Nicarvin, is it?
Yes.
This might be an odd request. Snaps his finger again. And there's another vial. Might I collect a sample of your blood?
Of course, I would like to advise that my blood is perhaps not as special as his, but if I can do anything to assist a coin shot, then be it so. And then Nicarvin will remove her greave, and then don't believe I have bloodletting, but I should be able to just like straight up mental fortitude it if he'll let me produce a dagger from my belt and, you know, do a cutting or just like a bloodletting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can go ahead and
Your finger.
yeah. You're going to
Zulu respect. This dude is dope. He low-key saved my butt. I'm totally fine with giving him my.
like, do you have anatomy and you don't have bloodletting, you said?
I don't believe so. I have composure, I have resist elements, I have a stand tall. I'm
Just
pretty
go-
sure if I look, I have anatomy.
Go ahead.
I
and-
have resist, I have a boon of resistance.
Go ahead and do it. I'll let you roll mental fortitude.
Got you. I have artful craft if
Yeah,
crafting
that'll
a hole in my hand counts as okay, got you.
help.
All right, got you. And then what will that be? Just mental fortitude?
Yep.
All right, I got a 34.
Okay. Yeah, so you do it without like making too much of a mess or wincing too much.
Oh, I do have anatomy. Let's go.
Okay. So then you do it without cutting an artery or anything like that. So you're
Oh,
not
that would suck if I managed to
bleeding.
cue.
And then, so after he fills the vial, snaps his finger, the vial disappears. Here's another 600 gold.
Oh, of course. Thank you. This is rather generous.
Oh, think nothing of it.
If
And-
I could make a request, as far as I'm concerned, I'm the only creation that I know of betwixt three rather powerful entities. If you find anything of my blood, would you please feel free to inform me of anything that's within your jurisdiction to do so?
Yes, I would do that. Provided I have liberty to do so.
Of course, if you find anything interesting and I can put it to use for you, feel free to let me know.
Very well. Did you come here for a reason, or you just want to
I
come
just
home
wanted
and
to
refresh?
Just check in. Talk to people.
Yes, it is late. I'm sure that the cooks could prepare something for you if you wanted to eat, or you
Okay.
guys.
Nicarvin holding her rib cage after getting beat down by a Lomo, and then the city guard will say, yes, some refreshments or rest would be absolutely incredible about now.
Oh, yes, yes. Yeah, we do have rooms capable of, providing bedding for one of your stature. And your rooms, of course, are
They
prepared.
have big people rooms.
Yes,
Ooh.
yes. We do cater to all kinds here.
I
and
didn't say, or
so-
shoot, I should have specified. I was
Yeah.
saying that out of game. My
No,
bad.
you did say it out loud, yes. And so there will be obviously guards, not guard, well, there are guards, but there are servants there. And so the servants will come and take you to your suite of rooms. And unless you request otherwise, they will take Belac and Nicarvin to separate rooms. Okay.
Dang, you're not gonna let us have like a sleepover.
Before Amalo will offer Nicarvin a vial. This
Of 12 D20s.
this tall one will take care of all of your wounds and bring you to full health. We cannot have a guest here uncomforted in any way. And just for reference, I am not a Coinshot. I am just a friend of the family.
Oh, of course, but any friend of a family should still count. No, she says after downing the vial.
You don't need to roll. It is more than sufficient.
Oh no, don't worry. I'd love to roll 36 D20s.
So you are at full health. You actually feel a little drowsy
Mhm.
after taking it.
I bet.
Yeah. And you feel like you're ready for a good sleep.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. After healing that much all in one go, that's got to take something out of my body.
Yeah. And so the guards will take you guys to your rest. Unless there was anything else you guys were curious about, that's what we can call it. And I have some questions for you guys.
Yeah, and Carwin is gonna fall asleep. I think I'm about to do the same.
All right. So one question. What happened with the guards?
They're probably racist, or at least the one is.
Okay.
I think that the one was racist, and then the other ones like
I think the one
kind of went with it.
Hold
Just
on, finish up.
they were just kind of like afraid to like go against him.
Okay.
I think with the way you were phrasing it earlier, you almost had me thinking that the guards were like gonna turn on the one guy. I don't think they were, but that's what it sounded like. I'm just gonna say that guy was like having a rough day. There was probably a terrorist attack on like the other side of town that we just weren't in the area to hear about. And so they probably beefed up security. And this guy had to act tough because his bosses got mad at him. And, clearly the guards on the other side of town slipped up. So they had to put it into high gear. I just happened to push his buttons. And then the other guys, they were just kind of following his lead because, that's their, officer or whatever. They probably didn't want to like use any force on us. They were just kind of following orders.
Okay, I will give you each 2 points for your answers. You guys were all pretty spot on. The guards, they're on high alert, obviously. Nicarvin sort of triggered their nerves by coming up and asking questions about sort of like security of the city. When
It's
they're
just asking about news. I mean, that's not.
well, I mean, they're in the middle of a siege. Well, not siege, but in the middle of the war. Some stranger is asking the guard, "Hey, you got news about the city?" You know, and that particular guard does have issues with halflings, particularly wealthy halflings, and so
What a guy.
so those things combined, what let's get to the notes here. No, wrong one. What is what's the best course of action regarding Belac's invention?
You're talking about the thing, the goodad, the dibbidagoo, the Scooby-Doo, the one with the portals.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo.
Yep.
I'm gonna call it.
The Scooby-Doo. We got it.
Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
Remember when Rastilian bought the 3/5 and he had to go to like that business thing? Like you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, okay. I guess. Yes. I guess I should say. How do you guys think it's going to play out?
How do I think it's going to play out, or how do I want it to play out?
How do you think it's gonna play?
I guess either one.
Okay, so if you guys are cool with it, I'll go
I guess-
first.
Whoever.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so you guys remember the dwarf who like didn't have a beard because it looked like it got blasted off by a fire? He practiced the Song of Death, I believe.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that guy, I feel really bad because I forget his name and I've scourged my notes, but I have not been able to find it. But him, right? He,
It's literally so important to your character.
I'm so sorry I forgot his name. It's so important. And eventually I'm gonna have to deal with this. But for right now, I'm just gonna call him him. And so this guy, because he practices the Song of Death, I'm the Herald of the Foe Ender. So not only do I want to practice, the Vokan Amash, the Song of Death, but because he's in the Vokan Amash as like the group, I want to learn how to create like magical items and weapons from him. So I'm hoping we can bring the idea to him, and while he's creating this like creation, and what I'm thinking is we could have like a cauldron or something that like we drop items into, and then we'll like be able to send it to each individual splinter sack from the 3/5, right? And so like while we're creating this thing, he'll be able to show me his like the trade, the tools of the trade and whatnot, his little tricks. So that will develop my character and a powerful tool for Wahuru.
Interesting.
That plus that keeps it in Wahuru and the Vokan Amash technically without it like becoming widespread. So we can have like a powerful tool over our opponents.
What I was gonna say, I think first off, I would go to Melisande and see if it's feasible for her to make that. Well, okay. First, I would talk to Rastilian and his family to see if there's any way I could, or like, get basically like a patent on it, or like copyright it so that other people couldn't like use it, like make it. And then I would go to Melisande. And then she would start to produce them for us. And then she would sell them at her store, I would get part of the like sales. Yeah. And then yeah, that's it.
Okay. What you got?
I'm thinking that he will kind of like come Wednesday because he got money, right? And he'll talk to like the higher ups, but I don't think that they'd be able to help him directly. I think that they might be able to help fund him. But I think he would need to go do further research and find people who are specifically good at magic techniques. Like that one dude who died when the first
Gilmore.
yeah.
Okay.
Like I think he'll need to find
Gilmore's Glorious Goods.
want to find something that someone that can create magic items to that efficiency.
Okay. All right. Okay. And then last thing, who is Amalo? Like what well, I guess Amalo was like, who is Amalo and like why is he collecting the blood?
That's a good question.
He's obviously a powerful mage, right? So I think that he is almost like a magical librarian. Like he keeps on certain things and kind of like stores away the knowledge or things that he encountered with, like special stuff.
Okay.
I heard something. This is probably wrong. So a blood mother is the person who makes the babies, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I think Amalo is the blood mother of their place.
Wouldn't that make him like a blood uncle though?
You mean a blood father?
Blood father.
I mean, he's not like the blood mother, but like
blood father?
Well, no, yeah, he would be the blood mother, but
Father?
father.
I mean, uncle's
Mother.
not the opposite of father.
well, it's not, but it's like he didn't seem like a blood mother, you know, and maybe like the blood people, they have like, you know, different personalities. And the one we met was just like amaranthine or amazanthine as well as the blood.
The Amaranthian is unique to that one city.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And it's possible that like because she was Amaranthian as well as a blood mother, that might have what made her like what made her personality interesting compared to like other halflings. Whereas this guy might be like, you know, just a blood father, but like the difference in that personality makes me think blood uncle.
So basically my answer.
Oh, no, that's not what I was going to say. I was just adding on to your answer. My personal answer is that he was interested that there was a shaman involved, and I believe that his magics work particularly with blood, whether he's like trying to mix it magically and seeing what kind of properties it has by sending it through vials and doing you know, chemistry on it and whatnot, or he's trying to make deals with spirits, and perhaps, you know, spirits know what to do with this kind of thing, or they might enjoy unique blood that would allow him to make certain deals, that kind of thing. I think he's using it for his magic to like further it, and he's probably going to create trade secrets with that kind of blood that, if he can recreate, will be usable amongst the organization of halflings.
Okay. I will give you guys each 2 for the second answer, and Davey and Caleb 2 for the third answer. Anthony 3. Good job tonight, guys.
Wait, what was the first one?
You got 2 for the first one.
What?
You got 2 for the first one.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right, and give me 1 second here. Okay. Cam Fam, thanks for watching tonight's installment of Evermore with EverLore. We hope you guys enjoyed. No one got killed, even though Nicarwan got to smack down yet again. Literally smack down.
He hit a dog who was down. That's not cool of
Just
anyone.
saying, just got the backhand.
Yeah, if I see him again, we can duel. I'll go easy on him, probably.
But once again, this is the real EverLore. Thank you for supporting us and watching us. Remember, if you guys are interested in purchasing any of our products, please check us out on ManChildLTD.com. We are not on DriveThruRPG, and so our products can be purchased on other places, just not DriveThruRPG. You should find us on ManChildLTD.com. We will be doing a GoFundMe starting up probably in about 2 weeks. So look for that. We'll be providing information on that. You can find information eventually on that from some various podcasts, but also on our website, as well as our social media, which is at EverLoreGame. We have 2 official streams. This one is Twitch, which is Evermore with EverLore. It airs every Thursday from 6:50 to 9 p.m. And it is at twitch.tv/EverLoreGame. Our second stream is Essence of EverLore, and that airs every Monday from 6:45 to 9, and that's at twitch.tv/Essence of EverLore. Guys, thank you so very much for watching us. And remember, no matter who you are, this
game is for you.
Peace out,
Peace
Cam
out,
Fam.
Cam Fam.
Okay, fam.
Hey guys, let me go ahead and stop the recording.